it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black histories. The people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about we body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lies in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. We ain't say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. We hey, we hey. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about we body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Hotep, shalom, assalamu alaikum. Islam family, what's up, y'all? Welcome to King Simon Presents KSP family, yo. With, of course, Empress, Aisha, Amor, and yours truly, King Simon, in the mother flipping building as usual. That's right. That's what we do here. So I'm here chilling, and we got a special shoe for you tonight. Got to big up my brother, Professor Griff, whom I spoke to today. Big up to you, Griff, all the time. Enough respect. Griff doing his thing. He going through his thing, but Griff is always a strong soldier. So enough respect to him and what he does and all the stuff. And big up to Star. I was on Star Report early today, and Star asked me some numerology questions. So, hey, I just talked about a few things and what to prepare for and keep your eyes open and all that good stuff and stay focused. So it is what it is. You can't do that much on Star because Star is one of those quick, fast moving type of shows. So it is what it is. Of course, we got a special show today. We got our brother, coming up momentarily. He'll be up here at 8 o'clock. And of course, that's Comedian Sinck, aka Robert Sinckler. He will be here. He's not only an educator, but he's a comedian. Of course, he's been on the Apollo show. He's been on toured on the East Coast, West Coast. He's done comedy and Carolines, of course, and he's also a teacher, a former educator in high schools and all that. So we got Sinck coming up, of course, this coming Wednesday. Oh, I'm happy to have these two. Oh, please, please, please. I want to remind everybody, please share, like, thumb up the video, share, like, thumb up the video. People that is coming in, and just want to run some of the commercials that's here and all the people that's coming up. We got these two. And if one of them might not be able to make it, that Screechy Don might not be able to make it because he'll be in transit. But Red Fox, good friends of mine, all happening on Wednesday, August the 19th. That's right, Wednesday, August the 19th. And those are dance hall legends, people who have been listening to reggae or dance hall for years. These brothers and I go back with them back into the 80s. So all of us was in high school and all of that stuff, doing reggae music, dance hall and all that. Them two, Shaggy, all of us was there together. James Bond, all kind of people, Sleepy Wonder, Trevor Sparks, all of us go back to that time back in the 80s. And, I'm happy to have these young men all in my same age group. They all look, and these pictures are them. This is how they look. So we all keep this vibe and this energy, this look. So big up to Screechy Don, big up to Red Fox. They'll be on, or just one of them will be on Wednesday, August the 19th. And on Sunday, August the 23rd at 9 p.m., we have Dr. Mukasa Africa Ma'at. And of course, he will be speaking on, and we'll be conversing with him about African cosmology and spirituality. This brother is an awesome brother. I've seen him before. We've spoken before. So I'm happy to have the brother coming on my channel. And that's going to be off the hizzle for shizzle. Boom. Guess who's coming up on August 26th, y'all? Wednesday, August 26th. The elder, the Baba, the author, the speaker, the man that you've seen on all Hidden Colors video, the one, the only Kaba Hayawata Kamene will be on with us at 10 p.m. on that particular Wednesday, August the 26th. Oh, yeah. So I'm happy to have that. And of course, I always have a content disclaimer. Boom. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and its sponsors. Just want to let everybody know that. And let's welcome right here to King Simon Presents a new sponsor on our broadcast now. And this is Empress Dr. Neat Presents. Sis, it's time to deal with Mrs. Hyde. Ooh, you heard of Mr. and Mr. Hyde and Jekyll and Hyde. It's time to deal with the Jacqueline and Mrs. Hyde. Jacqueline and Mr. Hyde. So she's doing an online deep healing and soul restoration online course. And of course, the special early bird is going on right now as of August the 18th. There's a special early bird going on. And of course, you can get that because it's going to be actually starting on October the 11th. That's October 11th. So make sure you show her some love and give her some love, and make sure you contact www.herexcellencecourse.com. That's www.herexcellencecourse.com. That's one of our new sponsors. Let's give her a round of applause for being one of the new sponsors. Yes, enough respect to that. And where's my son? Yeah, enough respect to that. Enough respect to that. All right. Thank you very much. I pay these people. I pay these people well. That's why they come on and applaud for me. Okay. And let's big up some of our regular sponsors. Also, we got, of course, pedalwise.com, natural acupuncturist, and she's also a natural gynecologist. And remember, if you actually go to her website and put in this coupon code KING2020, guess what? You save 20%. Well, not sorry. You save 10%. You'll save 10% if you order by using King2020 at pedalwise.com. So enough respect to Pedalwise all the time. And I got to shout out this beautiful sister here, our real estate person, licensed real estate salesperson. Please contact real estate salesperson Janelle Lewis at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. Tell her the King Simon Presents family or the KSP family referred you if you want to find out information about buying your own property, buying your own commercial property, getting condos, all that throughout the New York tri-state area. The New York tri-state area consists of New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. She can hook you up, my people. That's right. She can hook you up. Also, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Just want to let everybody know that I am not on WhatsApp at this time. Not at WhatsApp this time. Waiting for this new phone to come in. As a matter of fact, I did get the new phone. I just didn't turn it on yet. It's an Apple phone. I just don't have that access to people right now. I don't want that too much access. But if you do need to email me at I am King Simon. That's one of the easy emails. I am King Simon, or at gmail.com, or numbers, the letter R, simple at gmail.com. So it's going to be fire and crazy. It's going to be beautiful. So if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, you know what it is. Just make it happen. Also, just want to big up a few more people that's going to be coming up after Mukasa, Africa. Like I said, we got Kaba Hiawatha Kamene. And then on August the 30th, we got the Copper Child, Mike L. The hats that I wear, the hats that Red Pill and Blue Pill wear and all that is made by Copper Child. The hat did you see Brother Rich be wearing? I'll show you the hat I have on my head when we come up. I'm waiting for Empress to come on right now. And then I'll talk about that. And then, of course, let's see here. Who else do I got to big up? Let's big up Empress Amore stuff. Now, a lot of people have not seen Empress Amore stuff. She got some beautiful stuff. I'm telling you, family. She got some beautiful stuff. This is her Womillion adornments and orgasmic experience when you get those earrings and handmade earrings by herself and her daughters, and they keep a prayer on it, all that. So again, you could DM her via Instagram at Womillion_adornment. So let's give all those sponsors that we just spoke about a round of applause. Yeah. All right. We're gonna learn today. My goodness. How's everybody feeling? Oh yes. Oh, thank you very much, my girl. I almost forgot. I forgot to send my girl my Empress here and friend her link. I'm so busy, man. I've been talking on the phone and doing all busy in the spirit realm and doing busy on the physical realm and all that. And I'm gonna send her this link right now so she can get it. Almost forgot. I got you. I'm gonna text her right now. I got you, sis. Sorry, pardon me. Girl, you don't know. I've been busy today, and I get busy all the time. So it is what it is. So enough respect to her. I got to make sure she come up. Almost forgot. Let me make sure. Yes, just sent it to her. And boom. All right, so she's on. She's coming up in a few seconds. I want to let me go to the chat and see how everybody's doing. How everybody doing out there? How y'all doing? Let me bless up D1. JP. Whoa, hey, what's up, good brother JP? I got to get you on soon. What application do you use to broadcast? Oh, yo, I'm not using Zoom. I'm using StreamYard, my brother. StreamYard. I got StreamYard. I'm using StreamYard. Very good streaming service, man. I'm waiting for them to go public so I can invest. I already invested in Zoom, but I'm waiting for StreamYard to go public. So JP, big up to Jameek, a.k.a. JP Justice. I've known Jameek or JP for years, alongside Sinck and Muga and all the great comedians from out of New York, because I used to actually produce and actually used to promote for a lot of comedy shows with Monteria Ivy back in the day. So that's how I met a lot of these brothers. So yeah, my brother, we will definitely link. I definitely want you on, Jamaica, JP, because you're my good brother, man. For many years, we've done crab festivals and ski trips and all that kind of stuff back in the day. So yeah, Okay, so I see my sister here. I have her promotion up here already. So I know that's what it is. She got some great stuff. She got some great stuff. If you want to get some good stuff, this sister has some stuff, and we're talking about it today. I talked about all the sponsors. I know Sinck is coming up also. Get prepared, Sinck. Everybody's backstage getting ready to come in. But I do got to big up my books. Okay, look, boom. Hey, If you want to get my books, please go to Amazon and Kindle. That's right. I got 3 books on the market. I got 4. Actually, I got 7 more books about to come out. The next book is Numerovation for Mental Stability. But this one is Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, because that's what it is. Numbers are simple. Damn it, people are complicated. Believe me, I could add 1 + 1 = 2. But if you got a person born on the 1st and a person born on the 10th, those are 2 number 1s, and they act a little arrogant and crazy, guess what? They are not going to last in a relationship. Simple as that. Okay, boom. Here's my other book, children's book. This is Numbers Are Simple. Our children's health is important. So boom, big up to that. If you want to recognize, just like they got medical astrology, they got numerology. They got medical numerology too, where numerology can identify potential ailments that could come up in your life if you don't learn to prevent it before you have to end up curing it. Like they said, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. Like I used to hear back in the day from my Caribbean family, so I know how that works. All right, and of course, no promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. All right, look, let me get out of that and let me get myself in before I bring up my sister here. Let me bring up my sister right now before we bring on Sinck. What's up, beautiful? How you doing? Let's give her a round of applause. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Doing great.
You all right? You all right?
Yes, love that t-shirt.
Oh yeah, this got all the symbols, man. I'm living in Africa right now. Oh my God, yes, I'm serious. I'm serious. I am here in Africa right now with the African symbols. Yes. How's your day today, beautiful? You all right?
Yeah, sitting here trying to see if I could put on something. I'm trying to block some of this blue light, whatever this stuff is.
Yeah, the blue. You got to get the blue blocker glasses. Go online and get the. You can get it from KT, the Arch Degree, or you go to Gunners and or just Google blue light, because that's. Or get shades. You know, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to block off. This is my Gunners glasses. I got Gunners glasses, and you know, before KT spoke about it, Dr. Africa told me about these glasses years ago because he wears them and his wife wore them, and then KT was promoting it through his website. All right, so we got our brother. We getting ready to put him on right now, but I want to play one of his clips from a comedy show that he did before we put him on. And then but how was your day, Empress Aisha? How was your day?
Thank you, King Simon. It was beautiful. It was a good day.
You are beautiful, my dear, and I'm glad that you are doing what you do. How's the children? They all right? They all, the adult and the teenage, the adult and the child, how they doing?
Yes, everyone's good.
All right, just want to make sure. Get them a round of applause too. Get them a round of applause. You know what it is. Give them a round of applause. Give them a round of applause. I love children. I got my own. I got 9 children, so I know what it is. Hey, one thing about Sinck, these guys, all my comedian friends that know me that have all these children, they remember when I had 5 children, and then when I end up with 9, it was like, God damn. King Simon. But let's play this thing before I read his bio and go down this line. So I'm gonna put his picture up right now and put the promotion of him coming on right now because he's in backstage right now over us. And let's welcome our brother, what he says about gentrification. I couldn't find that other one, Sinck, the ice cream one, but this gentrification one was funny. So he did this comedy show with the beautiful sisters from Ginger Comedy Factory. So Ginger Candy Comedy. So let's bring on Sinck right now as he speaks on that. Hold on.
I'm in a part of Brooklyn right now where there's a lot more white people moving in. It's changing. Harlem has changed. Red Hook has changed. These are neighborhoods that were predominantly black, and there's a lot of different people moving in. And there's some people that are upset about it. I myself, I find it to be a huge advantage. I'm glad that the white people are moving into my neighborhood. I've never trusted the weatherman on TV because they're always wrong. And they're telling you a bunch of stuff that you don't need to know. Pressure systems coming from this place, barometers and all this other nonsense. I just want to know whether it's going to be hot or cold, if it's going to rain or be dry. That's all I need to know. And with the white people in my neighborhood, when I look out my window and I see my white neighbors, if they have on a t-shirt, I know I have to put on a sweater. Just a fact. If my white neighbors have on a sweater, I have to put on a coat. And if I look outside and my white neighbors have on a coat, I have to take the day off. It's too dangerous for black people at that point.
Without further ado, this brother has been a dear friend of my family since I was probably like 6 or 8 years old, because he's 6 or 7 years older than me, because he used to play ball with my cousins. This brother here has been, and matter of fact, my cousin and his team filmed him first as his first comedy show, actually put it on live VHS back in the day. And this brother here not only has been an Apollo alumni, but he has also been on Caroline's. He's been on numerous tours throughout the East Coast and the West Coast. He's an educator. He's a teacher. He's not only a good friend of mine, but he's a friend of my family. Again, let's welcome on stage in King Simon present the KSP family with King Simon and Empress Aisha Amour, the one, the only Sinck in the building. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. Let's bring him in. What up, Sinck, baby? What's up,
How
Sinck?
you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you, brother. Hold on. Let me turn on. I pay these people. I pay these applause people. So I got to make sure they all right. It's $1 a piece, $1 each person. What's up, my brother, Sinck Boogie?
Hey, I'm good, family. How about yourself?
I'm good. We got our beautiful sister, Empress Aisha.
Yes.
How you doing, sis? How's everything?
Doing great. This is a pleasure.
Uh-oh, he put on that Barry White voice. Uh-oh.
Yeah, notice how the tone changed. See?
How you doing? How you doing,
How
sweetie?
you doing, bro? How's everything, lovely?
How you doing?
How you doing, sis?
Doing great. Doing great.
Good,
Yo,
good.
yeah, Aisha, yo, Empress, he's old school. This is the only man that still has a beeper.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it doesn't run out of minutes. I don't have to worry about Wi-Fi. And
Yeah.
the only challenge is having to find a phone booth, because I think there's like 2 left in America.
That's true. Yeah, it's like 2. Yeah, Sinck, can you give me turn up your volume a little? You got your volume control. Can you control that a little bit?
Yeah,
Please.
I got it. It. There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Much better, much better. I see JP Justice is on the Facebook line, so big up to JP Justice. I gotta get JP up in here too. You know that.
Yeah, baby.
We all go back. Yo,
another veteran. Real comedians, baby.
Real
Hashtag
comedians,
real
man.
comedians.
He used to teach classes too at the Apollo. I remember that.
Yes, sir.
I remember that. I remember him, and even Monterey Ivy. All of them went back and did what they had to do, man. And the late great Monterey, God bless the dead, man.
That's right.
Yeah, because we all grew up, and we all watched. But Sinck, I'm proud of you over the years, and you've kept it up. You've kept on going, and I always encourage people like you to write a book. You know me already. I always encourage people like you, not just Monty, because Monty did the book thing, and so did Stefan. But
exactly.
Some of the comedians need to write.
They did the cassette. They were in the middle of doing the movie.
Yep.
And Monty, there's a lot of people that are out here eating because of Monty and the Uptown Comedy Crib and all that stuff. A lot of people don't know Flex Alexander started there. Tracy Morgan was a regular that came through there.
That's right.
A lot of the guys that Kevin Brown, who's also with 30 Rock and some of those big shows on NBC. All those guys were involved in the Uptown
Flex Alexander, Maceo.
Yep. Maceo, yeah, my man Maceo. Love Maceo to death, man.
Can you smoke it? No. My brothers.
Yes, indeed.
Yo, let me take care of some of this business so people know who you are if they want to contact you. To contact Mr. Robert Sinck, the comedian Sinckler, for educational consultation, comedy shows, special occasions, documentaries, or to send monetary love gifts, or please text and call him at 718-687-0776. That's 718-687-0776. Or you can email him at Sinck2grand at Yahoo. That's Sinck, the number 2 grand at Yahoo. That's my brother. Believe that, man. All the time. Oh, baby. Yeah. Did you want to set off the questions, Aisha? You want to set up the questions, or you want me to set off with the questions? You good?
Yes, you set up the questions. Yes.
No
you
problem.
Set up the questions.
Okay. Well,
we got first. You have history, and y'all. I'm just new to this. Right now.
Don't worry. Just stay focused. We all good. We good. We good. Now, yo, Sinck, you know, before I came on, I did tell you, and I want to go, I'm going to go deep right into it right now. But before we do that, I want to, your life in comedy. How long have you been doing comedy, and what made you get into the comedy world?
I've been blessed to be doing comedy going on 28 years. November will make 28 years for me. And you know, comedy is really becoming a comedian. I shouldn't say becoming a comedian. It's my firm belief that comedians are born. You don't become a comedian. It's organic. And I was told throughout my life, throughout school or what have you, yo, you need to be on stage. I was one of those kids that was the kid that you didn't want to come into school with the reject sneakers or some fake vinyl jacket and trying to call it leather, because I was going to call you out.
Right.
And, you know, these new kids don't understand. They call it bullying now, but it's what we used to call snapping. And snapping was just a rites of passage.
Exactly.
Okay, your mother bought your sneakers from the bodega. It was our duty to snap on you so that you didn't wear bodega bought sneakers back to school tomorrow.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
Nothing mean. It was a duty. It was an obligation. And I was really not thinking of making a career of comedy until I reached about 33, because my dream was to play professional football.
Okay.
By the time I became 33, I figured the NFL must have lost my number. And, some friends of mine that were working at the Apollo, they said, listen, man, there's a club in Manhattan called Stand Up New York, and they have something called a pre-show. Now, the thing that attracted me about the pre-show is that they did not distinguish you from the regular veteran comedians. They would put you into the show and you had to either sink or swim, because audiences can become critics when they know that these comedians are new to the game. Rather than just sit back and enjoy, now they start to analyze rather than really just become an audience member. So when they said, okay, I can open up one of the regular shows, I said, all right, not a problem. And I signed up for it. And you know how they used to do back in the days? They used to call them bring-ems.
Yeah, bring them.
You had to bring 3 people.
Yep.
In order to get on the show, 3 paying customers. And if you bought 10 or more, they would give you half of the cover. So that first show, which your cousin Robin,
yes,
he actually taped that. My first time on stage, I actually had 40 people in the audience.
Wow.
Not only did I get paid, but I made $100 the first time I ever got on stage.
Wow.
And as a teacher in the Board of Ed, where it took maybe 2 months to make $100, I was thinking to myself, well, hey, listen, I'm about to make $100 for talking for 15 minutes. This might be where I need to be. And it was a beautiful night, especially since the guy right before me bombed terribly. That got rid of all my nervousness. And my family didn't know what my stage name was going to be.
Right.
Because I didn't talk to anybody about it. And the guy that went on before me was also working in transit. I didn't know him, but when they introed him, they said the next person is a worker for the New York City Transit Authority. And my family started to sit up. And they said, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the G-Man. So they were looking at each other. They were a little puzzled because my middle name does start with a G. So they said, okay, maybe that's him. So they start clapping very zealously and cheering and what have you. And then this other guy walks out. So they're like, okay, cool. And the dude's first line was, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, while I make a fart.
What?
And you hear the amount of crickets right now. This is what happened. And I was thinking to myself, my aunt's here, my parents are here. You know, this dude might force one of my elders to take off a belt and
beat him.
Disrupt this show. Exactly.
Exactly.
So when they looked at him sideways, the rest of his set didn't matter. So once he got off the stage, I said, I can only go up from here. And when they introduced me and brought me out, everything was beautiful. I don't even know if I have a copy of those tapes. Robin had made me about 20 of them, and people from my family all snatched them. I don't know if I could find one.
He might have one. You need to check him. He might have one still because he has a lot of his old collection still there.
I'm gonna have to call him up and see.
Yeah, I'll give you.
That was 92, November 18th of 1992. And it's been a blessing ever since.
Man, you know, but you know, you know, I know comedy world is not that. You know, I tried my thing with comedy, and I just became a comedic MC after that. You know, Monty threw me up there. Monty threw me up there a few times. I had fun. Some laughed, some not. You know, at certain times, but you know, I just learned to put my comedic talents on the stage when I was hosting those big reggae shows instead. You know, have fun. Studying Monty, studying people like you, studying Jameek or JP Morgan. Those are the guys that I can actually say that I watched y'all hone your talents, and I seen y'all host shows, and people like Freddie Ricks, of course, watching him host show, Fig. You know, watching them do their thing, man, and respecting what y'all do, and I implemented that into my reggae shows and my Caribbean shows at SOBs. You remember I was running SOBs for years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
SOBs was still going too.
Yeah. SOBs was still going, still open. Actually, still open. They doing their thing still. They're not playing.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. I think David Levy was doing live out of there at one point.
Yeah, he was doing a Saturday night live over there. Yeah, he was doing a Caribbean, his Caribbean thing over there. I texted him for his birthday the other day. But any questions, Aisha, Empress Aisha, please.
Like, I'm curious, like, where do you find the fuel to come up with all these jokes? Like, how do you do it? Like, how do you keep coming back and coming back and coming back and still be funny? Like, where do you find the lines from? Like, where do you get this from?
Well, the beautiful thing, first of all, we call it.
You have to be born with it.
We call it a sense of humor.
Yes, where do you get a sense of humor from?
Under normal circumstances, we all have 5 senses, right? Sense of smell, the sense of sight, taste, feel, hearing. But the sense of humor is a 6th sense. That's the gift. Not everybody has that 6th sense. And when you have a sense of humor, I think you just have a different way of viewing things. Your powers of observation are a little sharper than most people. So humor will come to you on a daily basis if you're a lucky person. The minute you come out the door, something humorous is going to happen, or something that you can make humorous will happen. And living here in New York City, the 5 boroughs, this is the richest comedy material mecca in the world, because we have a very diverse population. So we know what it is to deal with so many different cultures and ethnicities. When I go on the road, especially here in the United States, you get outside of the tri-state area, people basically know black and white. That's it. And if they do know any Latinos, they're usually Mexicans. But here in New York City, we have so many people that are walking around. It's hard for you to be racist because there's not enough hate in one person for all the different people you could hate here in New York City. So the material wealth is hugely abundant. So once you come out the door, there's things that's going to be humorous to you from the beginning. There's so many comedians that I know right now that are sitting on all kinds of, I know they have a bunch of COVID-19 material that's going on. The crazy Black Lives Matter and some of the things that were going on with that, although, you know, that's not necessarily a humorous topic, but there are humorous things about it. And there's most of the comedians that I know are bursting with material that they're ready to unleash, that they've been saving up for these last 5-6 months.
Now, those that are just tuning in, we are speaking with the great one, our brother Robert Sinckler. Of course, if you want to do any educational consultation, comedy shows, online comedy, he could do that. As you see, his camera is moving like he's online anyway. So he's like a moving target, because moving targets are hard to hit. So we in Brooklyn, so we know what this is all about.
I got to keep it moving. You understand? Especially now. When they're not prosecuting anybody. Everybody that ever had a beef is taking care of it right now.
Exactly. But if you want them for special occasion documentaries, send monetary gift, please text him or call him at 718-687-0776, because he ain't got no PayPal and no Cash App, so you can send him money orders. Stop playing. He old school. Cash and money order. That's it. You can email him at Sinck2grand@yahoo. That's Sinck2grand@yahoo. Sinck, I wanted to ask you this, Professor Griff. I just spoke to Professor Griff, and since we're still on comedy, this is a new age of comedy now. Of course, the cancellation culture, the cancel culture, all this stuff is going on. Everybody had to apologize from things they said 20 years ago, like Eddie Murphy and all that kind of stuff, and people like Kevin Hart. But Professor Griff, I just spoke to big up Professor Griff from Public Enemy, legend. I just spoke to him earlier. I'll be having him on my show soon. And he told me to ask you, because he knows of all you brothers that was doing the Uptown Comedy, Crib, and all that stuff back in the day, and the Browns brothers and everybody. He asks, are the comedians the new politicians of this day and time right now?
Well, you know what it is? We are uniquely positioned so that we can say things that most people can't say. And like you said, up until recently, comedians didn't even have to apologize for anything that we said. Now that we're in this hypersensitive, super politically correct era, they're making Kevin Hart apologize for the material he did in 2009. They gave Tracy Morgan a hard time about a bit he was doing where he said, if his son turned out gay, he would choke him or something like that. So, now recently they're trying to make comedians apologize for things that they've said or things that they say. I really don't buy into any of it. First of all, when you come into a comedy venue, it's about comedy. It's about comedy. We're not there to really hurt anybody. We're going to have a laugh. Okay, and there's certain things about all of us that we can laugh at. Now, you may call them stereotypes, and some comedians can be mean-spirited. But, now everybody's politically correct. A person like Don Rickles, if any of these people remember Don Rickles was no holds barred.
Exactly.
And this cat used to say stuff I watched him on the Johnny Carson show make Doc Severinsen really want to get up and pick up the mic stand and hit him over his head. And he said it too. He said, I got Doc so mad. He really wants to punch me in the face, but he knows I got 4 big black bodyguards in the back that look like vending machines that will have Doc's next appearance on the Jerry Lewis telethon for muscular dystrophy if he puts one finger on it. And in that sentence, right now, he done offended about 7 different groups of people. But, back then, who cared? And again, I can understand where there are people that get offended about certain things being said. But again, it's just a laugh.
Right.
It's not as much about what you say on a comedy stage as it is how you live. Right. So, to answer Griff's question more directly, I think to a certain point we are the new politicians because we can say it uncut.
Right.
We can keep it 100. Politicians got to watch what they say. This idiot that's in the White House right now is the only one that never got that memo. It just comes out of his mouth, and then his damage control crew, who's probably the most underpaid, hardest working people in the country right now, they have to try and flip the nonsense that he says so that he can get away with saying it again. But this guy has you know, when you can talk about grabbing a woman by their genitals and you still win the election, where are we? What can't you say?
Like Don King would say, only in America.
Only in
only in America. Only in America. We could grab pum pums and win a presidency
and win an election. Because they were so angry about the black man that did it so well before them. They were like, we don't care what this man does. We're going to put him in.
Exactly. Oh, man. Those are just tuning in. We're speaking with Comedian Sinck in the building, you know, and the stuff that, it is crazy. But I'm glad you answered that question. I hope Professor Griff was listening. He said he was going to tune in, so hopefully he tuned in. Empress, you got a question for him? Sorry.
Where do you see, Sinck, where do you see comedy going like in the next few years? Considering they kind of put a cap on comedians and what they can say and not say. Where do you see them going?
Well, I do see a trend going toward clean comedy. For the years that I was coming through the game and speaking to younger comedians, I would always admonish them to try to keep their sets as clean as possible. Sure, in a comedy club, you can let it go. You can put the seasoning on it. But you need to have a decent amount of clean material if you want to maximize your exposure. And I always give them the example that probably the best comedian to ever do it was Richard Pryor. On everybody's Richter scale, Richard Pryor is at the top. But you only saw Rich in movies and occasionally on TV, but you didn't see Rich pushing a lot of products, doing endorsements and things like that. Bill Cosby, on the other hand, up until recently, was that clean guy who, because he was clean, he was getting Jell-O pudding endorsements. He was getting Coca-Cola endorsements. He was getting all these shows on TV. Same thing with Sinbad. You would see Sinbad on TV all the time. Then he had Polaroid endorsements, and he was being written into PG movies and regular sitcoms, you know, Different World and that type of thing. But the guys, you know, Red Fox didn't hit until he was like 56 years old when Sanford and Son came along, because he was a blue comedian.
Yes.
And I love those comedians. I love their material. I love the freedom with which they spoke. But when you talk about marketing yourself, now you have to look at the larger picture. Now I do it clean. I could do it with the seasoning on it. I tell promoters and friends of mine, I can sign a contract for a comedy show, and on the contract it could tell me, listen, we need you to be as nasty as possible. And I could do that. Or we need you to be as clean as possible. I can do that. I can do churches. I can do the raunchy spots.
Right.
So you have to have that kind of flexibility to maximize your opportunity to work. I tell them also that I don't care what the contract says. If my pops is in the audience, it's a clean show. Okay? Because I'm not cursing in front of my father. I'm 61 years old, and I'm still not going to curse in front of my father. It's just not going to happen.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
If he leaves his seat and starts to go upside my head right there in front of the audience, there's nothing I can do about it but take that.
And there's nothing that the audience can do either.
Exactly. There's nobody that's going to be able to save me. So it is what it is. But the direction that comedy is going in also has changed because of social media. We have these computer comedians. The one that comes to mind right away is Major Hype, who I really admire. He's hilarious.
Yes, I've worked with him. Yes,
you've worked with him. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing Major on a stage, but you know, you have Major Hype, just hilarious. There's another kid called Haitian V.
Yeah,
you know, these guys do a lot of the social media comedy. And when people ask me, you know, to book them, I say, well, you know, there is a difference between comedians that do live comedy on stage and the comedians that do skits. Skits are rehearsed, they're edited, and it's not the same thing. It's not spontaneous. So I don't know how well that person will be able to perform on a live stage. I understand Major Hype does a lot of live shows as well. I haven't had the pleasure of seeing one, but I understand he's doing
yeah,
very well.
He's definitely developed himself, because Caribbean comedy is a little easier to work the audience, if you remember, because I've been on stage with Oliver. I've opened up for Oliver back in the day, and it's easy to go with a Caribbean, because Caribbeans are used to skits and having fun, imitating people, so you know how that can work all the time. You know, you've been on stage at the Mother's Day show with the Isaac McLeod and them back in the day. Exactly. I think you've done one of those shows. So yeah, you know, you see how the Caribbean comedians work. They know how to tell stories, and that's the comedy. That's their comedy.
Well, the Caribbean audiences too have evolved over time, because back in the day, Caribbean audiences didn't understand this snapping thing.
Nah.
And when a comedian were to snap on them in the audience, they used to take it personally. You know, you see somebody in the audience say, "Yo, brothers, nice pair of shoes you got right there." You know, they do come in styles for men as well. And the first thing to do, he look at his shoes and he starts to think how much he paid for these shoes and how much he had to save for them. Right away, he was offended. Wait a minute, hold on. They talk about my new brand shoes. And next thing you know, the show was ended with security running into the room.
Yo, Sinck, I got a story. One time we was at a reggae awards show, and Drew Frazier was the host. And that Negro, he said something about a Jamaican man's wife. So I think she had one of those raps, you know, to hear she just got her hair done. She said, so he said, that's not a rap, that's a rip. Yo, everybody went crazy, and that Jamaican dude went running up on the stage to go get him.
And the last thing you heard on the mic was Drew saying, "Security!"
Exactly what he said. Security. Exactly. Exactly. When I was there, I was on the stage. I was one of the presenters.
It was the Keisha Reggae Awards. I remember when that happened also.
Tamika Reggae Awards. Tamika,
yeah. What I say, Keisha?
You say Keisha. Come on.
Oh my God, I'm stereotyping our women. And then
he said Keisha. It's Tamika, right? It was started by Clinton. It was started by Clinton Lindsay, a good friend of mine who actually played my music first. One of my people that played music on it, my music back in the day. So yeah, Tamika Reggae Award.
Tamika Reggae Award. Yeah,
but you know, that was funny. But I want to let you know, people don't know that you've also been an educator in school. And school has changed, of course, due to what's going on, this reset and everything. We know school is really changing. But from the time that you were started in the school or being an educator, what is it exactly did you do as an educator in school?
Well, I ended up teaching GED prep. And it was a program called Auxiliary Services for High School. It was originally designed for young men that went to Vietnam before they could get their high school diplomas. So when they came out, that was the program that was designed so that we could get them back on their educational track, and they could go forth to get college degrees and work them back into society from a scholastic standpoint. But after the Vietnam era had run out, we were still there servicing kids who had gotten taken out of regular high schools for whatever reason. A lot of our girls were in our program because they had become pregnant while they were in the public school system and weren't allowed to continue in a public school while they were pregnant. And then we used to get conduct problems and kids that had issues with high school for whatever reason, or some kids that just thought that getting a GED would be a shortcut. And education has changed, period, because when we were students in school, you know, teachers used to have a dress code. They used to have to speak grammatically correct. They used to have grooming standards that they had to adhere to. And than it is now. I went to a friend of mine's grandson's Christmas play a few years back. And when I entered the school, they said to me, auditoriums. I walked down the hallway and I saw this bummy dude with some shorts and some dirty sneakers and a ripped t-shirt. And I walked right past him. And the guy saw that I didn't know where I was going. And he said to me, "Excuse me, sir, you need help?" I said, "Yeah, they told me there's a teacher down here that would show me where the auditorium." He said, "It's me. Oh, the auditorium is that way." I said, "You're the teacher?" I was about to call the police to tell them that it looked like there was a pedophile in the school waiting on one of these kids.
Wow.
And come to find out, this dude was on the faculty. So those standards are out the window, you know, and the things that they are allowing kids to do in school. When my father was an educator, my uncle was a principal, my father was a principal, my aunt was a teacher. So I grew up in a home full of educators. And the thing about being in our house is that you were never out of school. We couldn't sit at the dinner table and speak grammatically incorrect. There was none of that at the table because my father would stop the conversation and say, "Hey, wait a minute, what'd you say? Say that again." And you had to say it grammatically correct. So we were always in school. So becoming an educator was a natural fit for me, which is what made comedy so easy, because the hardest part for most people with comedy is public speaking. Yes. So after teaching for 9 years, speaking before an audience really wasn't that big a deal. I really think that we need to go back to a lot of our old ways, because, you know, some of these new teaching methods, let's say math, for instance, in order to add 2-3 digit numbers, 150 plus 450, you know, the old way you just zero, you carry, boom, 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 600. Now you have to add, divide, you multiply, run down the block, you talk to somebody on the phone, come back, sign the application, and then maybe you'll get the answer.
I know.
And if you don't do it that way, the teacher's trying to tell the kid, "Well, you're wrong because you didn't do it that way." That kid is coming home to an old school parent. We don't understand all that nonsense.
Exactly.
So it's causing a big gap, and this is why there's so many people that are adamant about sending their kids back to school, even though this virus is an issue, for 2 reasons. Number one, because the way they learned is different from the way they're teaching now. And secondly, they never really realized just how badass their kids are. And this COVID-19 thing showed them, this is why 2020 is going to be the year of perfect vision. People are seeing a lot of things that they didn't realize was there. And a lot of people that had to stay home with their kids found out just how bad their asses are between 9 and 3 o'clock.
That's right.
A whole different person from who they are after they come home from school. And a lot of people are apologizing to teachers now because they thought that, you know, being a teacher was an easy job. Well, you know, you just got my kid from 9 to 3, and why is it such a big deal? But now that your kid has been with you for 24 hours and you realize that you've been raising a devil spawn, now you want to apologize to all these educators. And you're fighting to get the schools back open because you don't know how much longer you can survive with this Damian Forbes that you've raised.
Go ahead, Empress, please.
Okay. Because, you know, I was going to ask you because I see that you said that your family, you have a history of being in your families as educators. That what encouraged you to go into the school system? How did you teach you?
How would I
need to continue their education?
What
made you go back? That's how.
What would make me go back into education?
Yes. Not back. Well, I if the word back, because I didn't know that you were doing it prior to being a comedian. I didn't know. But I'm just saying, like, my thing is from being a comedian on the stage and being with all the audience, and then go to a smaller audience and to concentrate on the education. Like, what makes you want to teach and pull these kids up? What wrote you that? You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, there was a little bit of interference, but
it's not. Yeah, it's not clear. It wasn't clear. I don't know what's going on over there at your.
The thing that makes most people that go to teaching want to go into teaching is their love for teaching. which is why teachers have been underpaid for so long, because they really did it for the love of the job. Give you an example. When I was teaching, I think when I started in 82, teachers were making about between $25,000 and $30,000 a year. And with that salary, everybody that was on my staff had a second job, not because they were just trying to make extra money for luxury living. They needed that second job to make ends meet. They all were either teaching in a night school. One of my co-workers was a carpenter. Another co-worker of mine had a tutoring thing on the side. Some people had other full-time jobs. I had people on my job that were full-time employees with the post office. And they taught because they really loved what they did as far as teaching is concerned. You are in a position to actually change the world as a teacher. You know, when we talk about important jobs, the first thing that comes out of people's mouths usually is a doctor or a lawyer. I want my kid to be a doctor or a lawyer. But you could actually live your entire life without the services of a doctor or without the services of a lawyer. You cannot survive unless someone teaches you something. No child can go from birth to being an adult without someone teaching that child something. And teaching is probably the job where you really feel at the end of the day you've made a difference.
Yeah.
You know, you can go to an office and be a trader down on Wall Street, shuffle papers all day long and make $400,000 a year. And somebody asks you, well, what did you do at the end of the day? You made a bunch of money for some company that doesn't really know who you are or even care who you are. But as a teacher, you have changed somebody's life. And you find that out after you've taught for a number of years, and then your students come back to you and remind you of something that you told him or her years ago that you might not even remember. And they say, you know what? I remember the day that you told me X, Y, and Z, and that really changed my life. And now I'm doing very well, and things are working out for me. You know, you don't want to run into that student that said, hey, you know what? I remember that lesson you told me about how easy it is to break into a bank, and it didn't really work out for me. Now I'm at Rikers for my 25th year.
No,
but for the most part.
Those that are just tuning in, we have our brother Comedian Sinck. Are you moving your phone, brother? What's going on? You ain't got a phone stand over there? What's happening?
Yeah, well, my phone is fine. I don't know where the static is coming from.
Yeah, I don't know either, but it's all good. I just want to remind everybody, this is our brother Comedian Sinck, educator, comedian. You want to do any? Let me see something here. Okay, so let me see. Yeah, it is coming from it's coming from your side, Sinck. Yeah, I don't know where it's coming from. Maybe I don't know what's going on, but it's all right. We can still deal with it. Just want to make sure people support. If you want to want Sinck for special occasion, you want to do educational consultation, please text or call him at 718-687-0776. That's 718-687-0776, or email him at sinck2grand@yahoo. That's Sinck, the number 2grand@yahoo. And please like and share this video, share this video and all that, because, you know, Sinck, going back to the school system, you know, I recall my teachers that really made a real impact in my life also. So I know it's important that, you know, teachers taught everybody, you know, and sometimes your first teachers, well, let's not say sometimes, your first teachers are your parents and your family. Now, what do you have to say about some of the children that you've dealt with over the years? And of course, you can see the reflection of their parents coming to school also.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. It kept coming up saying that the host muted me, so I just want to make sure.
Got you. Go ahead. Got you.
Well, you know what? Ratchetness is definitely a genetic trait. We'll start off like that. You can tell sometimes in parent-teachers meeting, you've had a kid that has been, nothing but a problem. And for some reason, the biggest pains in the ass have the best attendance. The knuckleheads never take a day off. They are never absent. They are there every single day. And you can't wait to meet this kid's parents. And when that kid's parents roll to the school and they got a bandana on their head and they got gang tattoos all over their arms and what have you, you really start to think, you know what? I'm really wasting valuable oxygen right now trying to talk to this person because there's no helping this kid. I'm only with him for 6 hours a day, and he got to be with this knucklehead parent for the rest of the time. I see exactly where this kid gets the behavior from. But the thing with our kids also is that as a teacher, what I used to do that they found very unusual was the fact that I would call my students' parents when they were doing well, as well as when they were a problem.
Right.
I would just call them periodically and say, listen, I just wanted to give you an update as to how your son or your daughter is doing in school. And the first thing they would do is, oh, Lord, what did it do now? I said, I'm actually calling you to let you know that, you know, the last couple of exams that I gave him, he scored above 90 on all of them. And they're like, really? Do you know this is Kareem's mother? I said, yeah, this is his teacher. She said he scored over 90. He was actually in the class. I said, yeah, he's been coming to school and he's doing well. And I just wanted you to be aware of what's going on. Because in the auxiliary services program, they already screwed up in regular school.
Yes.
So by the time they get to us, parents were really expecting them to just go downhill. But we had more flexibility than the regular programs. Right. And I used to deal with my kids, whereas if we had to do social studies, I'm not going to do Christopher Columbus discovered America and the Pilgrims sat down with the Indians for the first Thanksgiving and all that nonsense, because that's what it is, nonsense. I would cover events of the day. While I was a teacher, I had covered the OJ trial. We went through it in detail. The Seth Hawkins murder, the Central Park 5. And I brought in 4 newspapers every day. I brought in the Daily News, the New York Times, the Amsterdam News, and the City Sun to show these kids the difference in who is writing the story. Okay, you could say, hey, I got this from a newspaper. Well, what newspaper did you get it from? And when we covered, let's say, the Central Park 5 case from the Amsterdam News and the City Sun, we noticed in the Daily News, she was referred to as a Central Park jogger for the entire time of the event and the coverage of the trial. In the Amsterdam News, they named her. Her name was Patricia Meli.
Yes.
And the kids knew her name from the beginning of this thing because we read a different source. And you were seeing different coverages of what led up to the events that eventually on TV. And you were able to really determine who was telling the truth and who wasn't. So my class immediately had determined, and this is without my bias, I'm just allowing just them the information and hearing their feedback. They said, hey, these kids couldn't have done this. And this is back when it was happening.
Right.
Because they were able to look at it from a different source. And it also kept them interested. And you also raised their level of reading comprehension because they're reading something that is relevant to them.
Right.
You know, when you're giving them Dick and Jane books and they're seeing white picket fences and beautiful trees and all this stuff, but they're living in the middle of Bed-Stuy in the projects, that book's not going to hold their interest because it doesn't touch them. So we have to make everything relevant to how my kids were living. And they responded.
No, and that's definitely a result of being a good teacher, showing them about current events, because that's what my teachers used to do when I went to PS11, and PS11 was right there on Waverly Avenue. You know, Waverly over there. That's where Notorious B.I.G. went there after me, of course. But
Yes,
but you said something about reading, which I find that very important, because when I spoke to Dick Gregory and the late great Dick Gregory and Bill Cosby one time when I was on WWRL, I asked them, how do you become a great comedian? And they say, you have to read. Both of them said you have to be readers. And what do you say about those type of our comedians reading? Because a lot of them are not. Certain comedians, you could tell they're not reading enough. I can tell when certain people are not reading. They don't come with the content. They come with the same thing over and over again.
There you go. The material doesn't have any substance to it. The material doesn't touch anybody in the audience. If you're just doing basic superficial nonsense, which on the mainstream circuit they call hacky material, which is really material that has been done by a bunch of guys, but you're just putting your own spin on it. Yeah, you'll get a laugh here and there, but that's as far as it's going to go. You're not really going to leave an impression. And making people laugh is obviously your objective, but being remembered is just as important. You have to be able to separate yourself, especially when we came through in the 90s. There was a barrage of comedians. When Eddie Murphy and Robert Townsend and those guys were on stage, Damon Wayans. Yes. Black male comedians were few and far between. You know, Eddie Murphy was all over the place because he was that guy. There weren't a whole lot of guys that were like him. So he was getting a lot of work. And he took the mantle from Richard Pryor, who took the mantle from Red Fox, who took the mantle from Markham or Dick Gregory, or you know, but there were few and far between. By the time you get to the 80s and 90s, all of a sudden comedy venues started opening up all over the place. And there are a lot of funny brothers out here. A lot of funny.
Let's not forget Mom's Mabley now. Let's not forget Mom's Mabley. Oh, let's go back to our sisters, man. Please.
Exactly. Mom's Mabley. A lot of people, if you get into her real life, Mom's Mabley is even a bigger enigma than you could imagine, because her everyday life was so different from her on-stage persona. It was like Jekyll and Hyde. She was a totally different woman. And when you got to our era, you got a lot of people hitting stages at that time. But a lot of them were just, you know, that funny dude around the way. And that was all they were, was that funny dude around the way. They could snap on a few people in the front row and what have you. They could say some hacky nonsense, but they weren't going to last. They weren't going to be remembered. The ones that lasted were the ones that had substantive material, guys that said something that you remember. Right. You know, when you read, and especially with current events, political humor is huge right now, because look at the nonsense that's going on in politics.
Exactly, especially on Saturday Night Live.
In 2016, I said, listen, all the comedians are going to vote for Trump because that's 4 years of guaranteed material.
Guaranteed.
We call that job security. That has nothing to do with the country. We know we're going to have material for 4 years. But we didn't look for it to be this damn bad. God.
Right. You know, and Empress, you got a question for him? Also, somebody shouted out Paul Mooney. Of course, I can't forget Paul Mooney. Please, we can't forget our brother Paul.
I was curious about the educational counseling.
Say it again.
You see, his educational counseling. Like, what do you do? How do you educate? How do you counsel people on their education? What does that entail as an educational counselor?
Well, my thing is, and this feeds into comedy too, when I talk to kids educationally, the first thing you want to find out is what their interests are, because depending on the age of the population you're dealing with, they might not really know what they want to be when they become adults, you know. But you do want to find out what their interests are and how their interests can be morphed into a career. Because there's an old saying, if you do what you love as an occupation, you won't work a day in your life.
Right.
And that was true when I was teaching, and it was true with me right now as a comedian. The fact that I could get paid to entertain people puts me probably in maybe 3% of the population that truly love what I do for a living.
Right.
I think comedians and porno actors are probably the happiest people in the world.
Porno actors. Whatever. they stressed out now.
Yeah, right now, it's a rough time for them right now.
Yeah, Rona's in the building. Rona
is in the building. Before Rona, it was the big HIV, and they had to worry about that. So they got their stressful points too. But for the most part, when their work is normal, that's a pretty good job to have. I thought about it, but once again, I was worried about my father and the people from our church.
Exactly.
Seeing my work.
Well, Sinck, I want to thank you, my brother, for being on. We definitely want to thank it, and of course, people, if you want to contact Comedian Sinck, educator, of course, for educational consultation, comedy shows, special occasion, documentary, or to send some monetary gifts, please call or text him at 718-687-0776. That's 718-687-0776. Or email him at Sinck2Grand, SINCK 2, the number 2, Grand, GRAND, at Yahoo, and send him some love or send him that money order, like he said.
There you go.
But once again, we want to give you a round of applause, brother, for being a part of this journey. I want to thank you very much.
And all the best to you and all the kids, baby. You know, you've been a teacher because you got 9 of your own. That's
and Sinck, I got 7 grandchildren now. So you know.
See, the one thing you can't teach is contraception. That's the one subject they don't want to hear from you. But other than that, you're a hell of an example, brother.
I remember I was at SOBs, and this white lady heard me say I had 5 children at that time, and she ran to her car and bought me 1,000 condoms. I can't make this stuff up. I used them all, though. I want to let you know they've been used.
There you go. And obviously you run out, so
I ran out, exactly. Yo, Sinck, I want to thank you, man. Thank you and the family, though. I hope everybody's well, man.
And Sister Aisha,
yes,
it's a pleasure, my love.
Thank you,
May
Sinck.
God
You
continue to bless you, sweetheart. Stay safe.
You too.
Thank you. All right. Peace, my brother. Take care. That was our beloved brother Sinck, man. Enough respect to him. Again, the applause got to come on for our brother. Oh my goodness, man! It's good when our comedian brothers and sisters have that depth of information, have been through a lot and gone through. Of course, he was an educator, been a comedian, and that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's what it takes to really get. To know your comedy flair and get your comedy flair going by learning. That's why I like Dave Chappelle very well, because you can tell Dave Chappelle is a reader. He studies his audience. And a lot of comedians that I've known over the years, right here in New York City, when I used to work at Fahrenheit, and Tony was one of the promoters up in Peppers upstairs, because Fahrenheit and Peppers was upstairs. And then the comedy shows we brought at SOBs. I've worked with Rudy Rush. Of course, he's been a Apollo host. Worked with Keith Washington over there at the Comedy Cellar. As a matter of fact, it was Keith Washington that actually introduced me to Chris Rock on my birthday, February 1st, and his birthday, Chris Rock's birthday, was like 6 days later, because Chris is born February the 7th, and I was about to leave because I enjoyed Ed Norton, who was there, and a few other Saturday Night Live comedians at that time. And man, Keith said, "Yo, Simon, don't leave." I said, "All right." He said, "I got a special guest." So I said, "All right." I drank enough juice because I don't drink liquor, so I had enough canisters of juice, and I said, "Let me go to the bathroom." As I'm going to the bathroom, Empress, Chris Rock walks out. So I said, "Oh, so this is I said, Chris, what's up, my brother? You all right? I said, Keith told me to stay here, and I guess you're the surprise for my birthday. He said, happy birthday, and I said, happy birthday to him because I knew it was coming up. So yeah. Look, I work with Donald Rollins, Brooklyn Mike, and Sinck was one of those people that was right there amongst all of them. Jameek, who been on JP Justice, Mugga, Nikki Carr. A lot of the sisters. I got to big up the sisters. I got to bring on those sister comedians because we need to bring that balance. Like we had, like I had Adinka Butler and his wife, Tunu Toombs, who was also a comedian, but she brought out the emphasis about Moms Mabley. That's why I said Moms Mabley, because Moms Mabley was one of those comedians that really had two different personas on stage and off stage, which was off the hook. If you check out her story online, please do. Anybody who wants to check out Mom's Lady. But once again, let's shout out Sinck and his stuff one more time. To contact Mr. Robert Sinckler for educational consultation, because he was a former educator, please. And for comedy shows, comedy consultation, whatever, special occasions, documentaries on comedy or education, this is a good brother to contact. Caribbean or American, because his family is from Barbados. And I understood what he was saying, but his father wanted good grammar and all that, because Bajan people really like to speaky spooky. So enough respect to them. They like their proper stuff in certain parts of Jamaica too. But for monetary love, send a monetary gift, or just to contact him, call him or text him at 718-687-0776. That's 718-687-0776. Or you can email at Sinck2grand@Yahoo. That's Sinck, the number 2 and grand at Yahoo. How you been? You all right? How did you enjoy? You enjoyed them?
I enjoyed them. I did. I was really into both of you all's energy. It's just looking like two brothers just hanging out online. I just was just into that energy. I was loving it,
Yeah, and he's a part of my family, man. My cousin was the first to record him, and they used to play ball together in Crown Heights. And like I said, I was one of those young whippersnappers when they was playing ball from high school and all that, doing their thing. So I was still young, but we eventually all grew, and I got to know him, and we made the connections. And my cousin did show me his tape. My cousin Robin D'Souza, and his partner at that time was Greg Winters. So they had a video studio at that time, and they showed me the tape, and I was like, wow. I said comedy was something else. And like I said, I tried comedy for a while, worked on the stage a little, but I just put it into my comedy, put it into my stage shows as far as being an MC, because I've emceed shows with 20,000 people in front of it, and I had them dying laughing because of the antics in between the sets, because you had to have antics to keep the audience engaged. With Buju, I've hosted Buju Banton shows, Third World shows, I've hosted Beanie Man shows. So, I've been around doing a lot, doing a lot of those stuff, different types of things.
Resume. I'm like very, very, very impressed with your resume.
Oh, it's in my book too. It's in my book, it's in the book. Because when, Empress, when you're done with something, I always suggest, if you're done with one reinvention of your life at one point of time, something that I really love to do was reggae music, you write a book about it. That was the book that I put it in. I put that in my book. No promotion is bad promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. So I'm really, anytime I'm getting with, hey, my autobiography is coming out soon. So, if I'm done with what's going on in this realm, then it's time for me to go. If I'm writing all about it.
I'm impressed with you. Very impressed.
But oh, don't be, I'm impressed with you, my sister. That's why I can't wait for your book to come out and your stuff, the stories you told me already. I said, sis, you better stop playing. And I encourage all of you, because all of us are walking books. Even if it's just a book for your family, even if it's just something to leave for your family, write that book. It's like a family tree. And let's big up Leah Lee, because since she came on our show, a lot of you has shown her love and donations. So let's give that a big, well-deserved round of applause. A lot of people have showed birthing, birth family search, a lot of love, and people have been founded. Those that were adopted has been finding families and all that kind of stuff. So we're doing some good service. We're doing good service here, Empress Aisha. Good, we're doing a service, and that's what it's all about, bringing families together. So. You know, anything you wanted to talk about before we get off? Anything you wanted to drop down? Say anything about? Go ahead, please.
I just really hope everyone is doing well out here. You know, I was out in Harlem yesterday, and it was just, and I want also thank you for the gift again. Like I just give thanks.
Oh yeah, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It was your birthday. August 8th. I mean, August the 2nd was your birthday. August the 2nd was your birthday. Pick that up, Leo. That's the other half of Aquarius, so I gotta respect that. That's the other half. That's the opposition of Aquarius. So every Aquarian has some Leo in them, and every Leo got some Aquarian in them. That's all it means.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say, what I'm about to say, is when I was in Harlem yesterday, the energy was very peculiar. It didn't feel like Harlem. If the energy felt very cloudy out there, like there's something still going on out here in the world, and I could feel it, and it's just all in the air, and I just had encounters with some negative energies out there. So my thing is, you know, and my thing is to just let everyone know, like, you know, be the light out there, not just in Harlem, wherever you are, like be the light, because we need you to be the light. We need the light out here. There's a shadow over the world, and you know, we're in dark times, but that's all right. We're gonna get through this. But we really, really, really have to be the light out here. We have to bring out the right energies. You know, I'm out there and I'm trying to buy certain products, and then I'm hearing all sorts of cursing and profanity in the music. You know, and you want to sell products. You know, you're doing your thing out there on the streets. Tone down all that profanity. This is not the, you know, the hip hop club where you just, you know, there's a time and a place for that. But if you're trying to attract people to your tables and put certain out here in the world, do it correctly. Do it 100. Don't be partying, you know, and then trying to sell products. Because it just leaves a conflict of interest out there. It was just, I have to say, there was a conflict of interest out there. The energy was just, not everyone, but the overall energy, it was just, and it's us that has to be the light. It's us that's going to fix any problems that we are encountering as the world goes on. We the one that's going to heal the world, not these politicians. It's us. It's us. So
that's right.
Let's be that. Let's do that. And that's
well, you know, sister, you know, and our sister here for spiritual upliftment and self-esteem consultation with Empress Aisha Amor. Please email her at empressaishaamor@gmail.com, because some of you need just somebody to listen to and somebody to give you a neutral perspective of what's going on in your life and all that. And you know, you could send her a love gift and all that. Of course, her products. We're going to talk about that, and I'm going to show that again. But before that, I want to just make her Cash App is Empress Amor. Her PayPal is Aisha McBride @gmail.com. And I'm speaking this slow so y'all can catch it and y'all can see it, because it's very important. There's a lot of people that have taken their life. I have friends of mine that have taken their life during this time. A lot of mental strain, and it is about keeping the mind right in a 2020 year. You see, Sinck said the same thing. This is about clear vision, but there's an other side of clear vision where you can have dull vision if you're not really up on protecting what you put in your mind, because what you put in your mind, your behind will follow. So you got to be very mindful. Even the music, I don't even listen to hip hop or certain negative music anymore. Any old school dance party music that kept me motivated, yes, I'll listen to Dougie Fresh or my good friend Little Vicious and his manager Donovan back in the day. They're good friends of mine. Dougie Fresh and I went to Martin Luther King High School, junior high school over there on Lincoln Center. So I listen to those people that keep me upbeat. Certain music, you know, I have to go back to sometimes back into time, like of course the fantastic Furious 5 and all those guys. I have to go back into KRS-One and all these different big Rakim and all of them, and Moni Love and Queen Latifah. I have to go back to them. I can't even listen to some of the stuff nowadays, you know, because it's leading us into certain ways. And I'm not going to talk about Cardi and the other one. The other, I got into a little craziness on Instagram about Cardi, and I was just bringing the balance because I understand what Cardi and Megan is doing, but I tell them it's a balance, and it's up to what you resonate with is what you're going to listen to. If that's what you resonate with at this time, I'm not gonna say I didn't resonate. I used to listen to Kai, you know, My Neck, My Back. I used to listen to all that. I used to listen to all of that because I was in the club. I was running nightclubs and emceeing over this type of music. So I'm not gonna front and act like I was some type of damn angel. I was not an angel. Believe me, you read my books, especially my books. I tell you, I've done the parties, I've done the swing parties, I've done pajama parties, I've done body paint parties, I've done all types of parties. The only party I've never done was gay and homosexual parties. No, I've never done that. So all the other parties I have done. Strip shows. I've booked strippers. I've worked with strippers. I've worked with some of the main ones back in the day, male and female. I used to book. So I know I've been down that life. That's why they say we fall down and we get up, because a saint is just a sinner that fell down.
That's it.
We all go through that. Let's stop playing. Donnie McClurkin sang that song.
Yeah, and you know what? I love Cardi B. I love these sisters. They're very powerful sisters, you know. And it's just a time and a place for everything, you know. It's a time and a place. Sometimes you might need some ratchet music because you're just going through something, and it could just it just gets you back aligned. Sometimes you need that. Every time I need ratchet music, I need a little jazz, I need some R&B, I need pop rock, but there's a time and a place for it, you know. And when you're out here on these streets, you know, and you're sitting out here and you want to have a Black-owned business and you want people to support you, then don't play something that's going to make someone want to go and walk up to somebody and curse them out or treat them a certain way, or, you know, get cocky. Like play music that's definitely is going to, you know, bring us closer to each other. You know, that's going to leave an energy and some type of like an experience,
right?
A loving experience, you know, a bonding experience. Don't, you know, you can't go out there selling children stuff on your table, but just you want to talk about, you know, you're sleeping with this one and he's playing a song about sleeping with that one, and it just don't go hand in hand. You can't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. It ain't gonna work.
No, I understand, beautiful. I understand. So, you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. So, you know,
it is what it is. Well, you know, let's you know, of course, before we go to that, I want to make sure people see your beautiful stuff right here. I made sure I put it in a little flyer form so we could shout you out. Boom! Look at all that stuff. 1 million adornments and orgasmic experience. I'm good at those words now.
I love that. My friend, she loved that. When she seen that, she was like, orgasmic, what is that? Like, she loved that. I was like, that was King Simon. That's his doing. But you know what? You're right. Like, I'm gonna tell you a quick story. My sister was on the bus one day. She had some beautiful earrings, some floral earrings, and she said this woman just kept staring at her. Now, my sister is not one of those type of females that you could stare at her and she's not going to say something.
Right.
She will say something. So she was like, I was on the verge of cursing this woman out. And then just when she was about to say something to the woman, she remembered she had on the earrings. And she realized the woman kept staring at her because of the earrings. And then eventually the woman did compliment her. But, you know, just know that you will get attention. They will bring you attention, but you know, so don't be mad at somebody if they staring at you and
they're very beautiful. I had to pick through a lot of the flyers on your of your Instagram, and I put it all. I did a collage, and that's what came up out of the collage on my phone. So I said, let me do it like this, and let me add this, and let me add the DM, and that's how. So if you want to show her some love, please DM her on Instagram, or again, this is her information right here. Her number. of course, not her number, her email, Empress Aisha Amore at Gmail. And of course, you could hit her up on IG. And of course, her Cash App and her email is on the bottom there, Aisha McBride at Gmail. So, you know, it's a beautiful. And also, let's big up one of our newest sponsors that just joined us. This is Empress, Dr. Neat. Of course, she's presenting Sis, it's time to deal with Mrs. Hyde. You remember Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right? Well, sometimes you got the good side of a sister and the bad side of a sister, and she's a doctor that deals with trauma-based things that sisters have gone through. Very helpful. I've sent a lot of people to Queen Neat many times. Dr. Neat, let me put some respect. Empress Doctor. We don't call her Queen no more. It's Empress Dr. Neat. Let me put some respect. And she's here to. This is about developing her excellence, developing the excellence in you by deep healing and soul restoration. And this is going to take place October the 11th, but she got special sales going on right now. So make sure you go to her website, www.herexcellencecourse.com. herexcellencecourse.com. You can register, and for more information, make sure you check out this Empress. Empress Dr. Neat is very good, and we're gonna bring her back up, and probably after her birthday in September, we're gonna bring her. She's born the same day as my grandfather, so enough respect to her. And I'm glad that she decided to be a part of this journey again and advertise. She's advertised with me before on my email blast, but this time she's doing it on this show, and I'm proud. And hey, we get to benefit from what she's teaching and what she's doing. You know what I'm saying? And also we got coming up next. We got something coming up next this Wednesday. Reggae dance hall sensations, Red Fox and Screechy Don. Galley Poom Poom Shots ain't for free. That's them. Those are Galley Bate Riders, not for free. Those are my boys from back in the day. But Screechy might not make it up. And Red Fox, they got a new album called Reset. Him and Screechy Don got a new album called Reset, of course, based on what's going on around the world and all this. So Red Fox and them will be up on August the 19th. And then, beautiful sister, we have the one, the only Makasa, Dr. Makasa Africa. Ma'at coming up. This is going to be some interesting stuff because he's going to be dropping some great wisdom about African cosmology and spirituality. So did you get to read his thing yet, or are you going to read it this week?
Yeah, I'm excited to read. I want to read it.
Yeah, just read it so you can get, know wwhat's going on. It's all good, but you can check him out also on Facebook.
Read about him makes me feel like I want to have a cup of tea. It's like, get into your favorite book. I feel like that's what I need to do to read about this. I know it's going to be deep. I know it's not going to be something, just 1, 2, 3. It's going to be something I want to read very carefully, and it's something that you don't have to download as you read. You just don't read it. You got to read it.
Exactly. And
I know this is going to be a deep read.
Exactly. And guess who we got coming up? Oh my man, my brother from, of course, Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And don't forget the Haitian Revolution, 1805. He's on that too. And of course, Kaba Hiawatha Kamene is coming on our show Wednesday, August the 26th at 10 p.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. So hey, Kaba is something else. He's one of those elders that be dropping that wisdom. So we can't wait to have him up here. That's going to be good. That is going to be good. Believe me. And then I didn't make the flyer up for this hat right here that you see. Let me put it up in the front. This hat right here. I got the brother that makes these hats. He's coming up. His name is Copper. He calls himself. Let me put some respect to it because he says it a certain way. He calls himself the Copper Child Mike Eel. That's the Copper Child Mike Eel, or L, which one, but he's coming up on Sunday the 30th. He makes these great hats. You see Brother Rich with it. You see I've seen Godfrey the comedian with it. I've seen my boy Lord Jamal with it. I see of course Brother Rich with it. We see Red Pill and Blue Pill with it, and he got some sisters that we wearing it on his IG. I seen Fat Joe with it. So he makes some great. I got like 3 of these different hats from him. One of my hats I lost due to Greyhound. Greyhound lost my luggage, and that hat was in that. That was the one with King Simon on it, and that's gone. But he said he's going to make me another one, so it is what it is. So yeah, he'll be here Sunday, August the 30th, and we got some great stuff coming up for September too, and I won't mention that. So her and I, Empress and I, are going to be putting some great content on. And please subscribe, like, share. I know we got some new subscribers, especially from the comedy world. We got a lot of educational stuff, metaphysics stuff. We got health, history, all that. We got Queen of Fua coming up. Woo! We got the Queen of Fua coming in soon, so look out. She just had a birthday, so you know what that is. Also, big up to Veronica. She had her birthday. She was just online, too. Hey, Veronica, what's up, girl? Happy belated birthday. I know your birthday was August the 13th, the same day as Queen of Fua. And don't forget, proud to be black. Yes, proud to be black. Red Fox, yeah, man. Of course, I can't forget my friend, proud to be black. Yes, Red Fox is known for, matter of fact, everybody that knows Shaggy, it was Red Fox that brought Shaggy into the business, introduced Shaggy. Let's clarify this whole history. We're gonna go into that. Red Fox brought Shaggy in, and it was Red Fox that Shaggy was mimicking because Red Fox had that raspy voice. It was Red Fox, people like Shabba, who had that raspy voice back in those days in the 80s. People like Reverend Badu, people like Josie Wales. See, I go back to those reggae artists back in those days because I was in it back in those days. I was singing that particular song that I opened up the show with. That particular song that I opened up the show with, that was done in 1989. And I was singing with Red Fox and them back way in the mid 80s, early 80s. I was doing the house parties and the cookie parties and all them dance hall things back in the day. So it's going to be a family affair when those brothers come up. Believe that. It's going to be a family affair. Yes, yes, yes. All right, let me get some of these other sponsors out of the way before we get on out of here. Let's get these sponsors. Of course, our beautiful sister, the natural gynecologist, pedalwise.com. Those brothers that love their sisters and those sisters that love themselves. Natural gynecology. If you don't want all those chemicals and all that madness inside of your vaginal area or inside of your body, this sister can help you out. And as a matter of fact, if you use our coupon code, and the coupon code is King 2020, that's King 2020, you can save 10%. That's King 2020. Use that coupon code. You'll save 10% off of all of the products at pedalwise.com. She also helps with fibroids. She also helps with tumors and various things that's going on. And you could also do a consultation with Dr. McCabe also. You could do her name is Dr. McCabe, like Miriam McCabe, Dr. McCabe. And you can do a consultation with her. Just go to her website and you could get that done. And enough respect to that whole staff, Tito, Chewy, and the whole staff over there also. And let's big up this one. Janelle Lewis is in the building. Janelle Lewis is in the building. Remember, if you want to get anything, consultation about real estate, realty, and all that, and you want to buy your condo, you want to learn how to get your credit up and all that, sister here can help you because she really wants you to get some property. She wants people to own their own property. She owns her own property. I own my own property with my family. And of course, real estate salesperson Janelle Lewis can help you. Just text her or call her at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. And guess what? Tell her the KSP family referred you. King Simon Presents, the KSP family has referred you. And I think that it. Oh no, let me big up my thing. Let me stop. Let me promote my business. Why am I promoting everybody else and forgot me? What? Aisha, what? If you want to do a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And remember, this is applied mathematics. So if you learn to apply the numbers connected to your birthday and your name, you can help use it to give you some guidance and help you out what's going on in this world right now. Because a lot of you need to go online and y'all just are afraid to go online and do your own thing online. A lot of you, all of us are born with gifts. It's just, when will you find your gift? Aisha have found hers. Empress have found hers. I'm finding mine. Each number reveals a gift and a talent and a skill you have. And some of us run away from what we're supposed to do, Aisha. Empress?
That's true. That's true. We afraid because it can't be that simple. We think it can't. That just can't be it.
Yeah, exactly. We're scared. We're scared. Yes. And I used to be afraid of microphones. And when I mastered the microphone, I got in front of 20,000 people. There was only one stage show that I was ever really nervous, to tell you the truth. One major that I was really shaking on my. It was one when I performed live in front of, opened up a show for Shabba Ranks in 1990, May the 3rd, 1990 at the Q Club. And I tell you, my friend Katrina, we was talking the other night, and I mentioned that in my book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion. And I remember she handed me orange juice. Again, I was not a drinker. She handed me some orange juice, and I tell you, Empress, the orange juice came in my hand, and I was going like this. I could not hold the juice, and I had to give it right back. I mean, I shook the juice out of the cup. That's how nervous I was. Oh. I never forget that. And Katrina, she'll never forget that either, because she gave me the cup of juice because I said, go get me some orange juice. And before I got on the stage, and sure enough, I could not hold the juice. It was so funny. Place was packed. You know, and Shabba was the biggest thing at that time. Shabba was the biggest thing. So I got to big up Q Club. I got to big up BMW Mike. I got to big up Road International, DJ Roy, DJ Yunny, Desi Lou, Oxtail, the whole crew that put me on that show at that time, man. And I was at the height of the charts at that time. I was at the number 5 on the reggae charts, and I was battling there with Shabba and Supercat at that time, because I think Shabba was number 1, and I think Supercat was probably number 2 or number 3, and I think Yellow Man was right there also. Yellow Man and Lady Patra. Everybody who know Patra was right there with us also. Me and Patra was interviewed together on radio at the same time. I never forget that. Lady Patra. That's right. They call her Patra, the reggae artist. So yeah, I go back. Yeah. You remember her, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Yeah, man. I was listening to some of her old music just recently because I know her name is Dorothy. I know her real name, but her and I go back to when she was 15 and I was like 21 when I did that song, 2021. So yes, I remember. Patra was that young lady on the radio with myself and Clinton Lindsay back in the day. So, oh yeah. I got a lot of history in this business. So, again, get this book. You want to find out more about it? This is on Amazon and Kindle. No promotion is bad promotion, and all publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. All right. And then, of course, this book. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. All of it is on Amazon and Kindle. And then this children's book is very good for children and adult. If you feel you're a child of God, this is also a good book for you. This is Numerology, and of course, recognizing the numbers and recognizing your health and possible health ailments due to your numbers. If you're born on the 1st, like people born on the 1st, the 19th, the 10th, or the 28th of the month, always have to at least pay attention to their circulation, their blood circulation, their heart, because the number 1 rules high blood pressure. Also their eyes. That's why I wear blue blocker glasses around my computers, because the blue blocker glasses help to eliminate a lot of different energies coming to your eyes at one time. So and you could also put in what KT put in, what KT made a statement and said that there's a certain app you can download to your phone also called Iris. It's absolutely free. Your phone or any of your computers is absolutely free, and it also lowers the frequencies of the energy that's coming out of it, that's emitting out of the computer. It's called iris.com, and you can download it to any one of your electrical devices. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so 1 is like that. And number 2, people born on the 2nd, people born on the 11th, people born on the 20th, people born on the 29th always have to protect their stomach, because the 2 rules the stomach area. So you got to be careful what you eat, who you eat from, and where you're eating at, you know, and always drink a lot of water. Water is very essential for a water number like the number 2. So people born on the 2nd of the month, the 11th of the month, the 20th of the month, or the 29th of the month must pay attention to their diet as far as stomach, gastric problems, gastric issues, bowel problems, and all that type of stuff. That's what that number 2 really rules. So, and it goes on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to 31. Actually, I do all the days of the week. all the days of the week. Yes, all the days of the week, all the way for the whole month. I do all of that. So,
hey Simon, now listen real quick. When okay, you did my reading recently, the end of last month.
Yes.
Now, how often should someone do you think it would be good for someone to get a reading?
Very good question. A lot of people ask me that. Because I want people to learn for themselves, I say always learn as much as you can for yourself so you can help yourself along the way. Because I'm not money hungry like that. But I do tell people, if you want confirmation, if you're going to make certain moves, if you're about to get married to somebody you've been with for at least 3 years or more, and you want to do a compatibility session with me, let's do that. If you're going to move into a new house, a new place, a new residence, operations, when you want to go for operations, numerology can help you very well to give you guidance in even making certain business moves, making certain relationship moves, business relationship moves. Yes, like for emergency purpose, I said people should do it. But if it's this your first time, then hey, by all means, contact me and let me guide you through, because numerology does not take you away from your religion or your way of life or whatever you believe. Is here to guide you. That's why there's numbers in the Quran, there's numbers in the Bible, there's numbers in different things. There's a breakdown of numbers. But remember, as long as you're not worshiping the numbers or worshiping astrology, but you're using it like a GPS to guide you, because astrology represents the longitude and the longitude and the longitude and the latitude of what's going on in your life and how you came through it, what period of time you came through, latitude and longitude. But numerology gives you a bird's eye view and gives you the moment that you're in from a mathematical perspective, especially if you're seeing a numerous amount of numbers like the 111, the 222. We reveal and talk to those angel numbers, because on the other side of angel numbers can be the negative too, that you're not doing, and you need to face that weakness and start strengthening your strength. So that's a good question. Like I said, emergency purposes is very important. I usually tell people to do it around their birthdays, closest to their birthdays, around, like you did it around your birthday, which was smart, because then it gave you what you need to do. And of course, we negotiated this because I knew you was in a number 5-year cycle because of your birthday. And 5 is a year of doing things like this in the media, or promotion, or promoting your product, or developing and expanding your business. And this is what's going to happen for you during this year. It's going to just expand. I don't know what happened to my sister. Wait a minute. I think something's going on. Can you still see me? Can you still hear me? Can you still see me? Because it must be on my side, but it's all good. She'll come back up anyway, but look like, let me take her off real quick and then bring her back in. But again, family, if you want to do a numerovation session with me, here it is. Please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. I advertise on Brother Rich's show. I used to advertise on from Star Report show. But you always, when you're doing advertising, you always have to gauge where you're going and who you're advertising with, and know the demographic. And because I'm a promoter for many years, I know my demographics. I know who I need to. I've gotten business from Sonetta, I've gotten business from Star, but I gotten the most business from Brother Rich, because Brother Rich is more into metaphysics and how things are, metaphysically. So I told Rich I'll never stop advertising on him, because he supported me, I've supported him, and that's how brothers are supposed to do, and that's how sisters are supposed to do. Brothers and sisters are supposed to support one another. And like I said, it's not how much I know, it's how much I care. And most of the time I go over time. When I do a session with people, okay, I see my sister coming back up. Let me go back to my sister. All right, there you are, sister. We lost you for a second. You all right? You hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? You're on, but you need to turn on your mic. I guess you need to turn on the mic. Hello? Turn on your mic. Can you hear me? I got you. You on. She must be typing me right now. You're on. Turn on your mic. Turn on Turn on your mic. I'm typing her back. Turn on your mic. Can you hear me? Hello? I'm talking to you. I can hear you. I can hear you. All right. I don't know what happened to her microphone. Yeah, you know, you can't hear me. You're not hearing me. But it's all good. Not hearing me. Everybody in the chat, can you hear me in the chat? Can you hear me? Press 1 if you hear me in the chat. Press 1 if you hear me in the chat. Can you hear me in the chat? If you hear me in the chat, press 1. If you hear me in the chat, press 1, family. I just want to make sure I'm being heard because right now I can't hear her. Let me see, make sure I'm being heard. Where are you? Let me take her out of the studio then. Okay, don't worry about it. Aisha, don't worry about it. Yeah, everybody can hear me. All right, don't worry about it, Aisha. I'm going to close out the show anyway. I'm going to close out the show. Again, family, I got a new channel where I'm going to teach numerology, a numerovation. It's called Numerovation, the Numerovation Nation. It's called the Numerovation Nation. That's my new YouTube channel where I'll be teaching numerology. Well, I see she tried to come back on. You there? Hello? Can you hear me?
I apologize.
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I can. Yes.
All right. It's all right. I'm gonna get ready to close out anyway. And I was just telling people about my new channel that I want people to subscribe. I haven't thrown up anything on there, but I just started a new channel called the Numerovation Nation. I'll be teaching numerology, but it's going to be like 10 to 15 minutes only. I'm just going to give you, it's going to be just like TED Talks. It's going to be quick, fast. So you could guide you to more, give you a little information on how I do things with numbers and how we need to study. If you're going to study these type of modalities, whether it's numerology or astrology, you're going to have to study all of them and bring them all to you and then use what you can use for yourself. And if you decide to get into teaching or actually doing consultations yourself. And I want people to learn this. I really, honestly, like Lloyd Strayhorn, I want people to learn. Lloyd used to teach classes at City College back in the day. And he also have a great class on Udemy, UDEMY.com. That's UDEMY.com. He has a very good basic numerology class on there. And I do suggest people to go on there and learn the basics from Lloyd. And then when you're ready to come to me and learn numerovation, the Bath method, which is beyond, around, the trajectory, and hearing the numbers. That's my acronym for the Bath method, learning how to see beyond the numbers, learn to look around it, see around the numbers, because they're symbols, they're sigils, they're symbols. Okay. So if you pay attention to the symbols and understand the meaning of those symbols, you can see beyond it, you can see around it, you could look at the trajectory of the numbers, and you could also hear the numbers speaking to you. Like for instance, if you have Empress, have you ever turned around and you've seen 111 or 222 or 1111?
I see numbers. I can't.
Yeah, if you like 1, 2, 3, if you see a multiple of numbers just show up and you turn around to it, the numbers are speaking to you because you had to see it. That's synchronicity. You had to see it for a reason.
What about, King Simon? What about when you see a number that just like, let's say you look at the clock, right, and it says something like 311. You know, but then you're always seeing 311. That's the
synchronicity angel numbers. Yes, that's the synchronicity of angel numbers. And when you see those numbers, when last did you see that number? Have you seen that?
No, I was just throwing that.
Okay, so just in case, let me show somebody something. This is one good book to get, and it's called, although she's gotten out of the metaphysical world, she's gone back to Christianity. I heard. That's what I heard. Angel Numbers 101. Dorothy Virtue. Very good book. Sri Master Gano Grills have mentioned it before. And let's go to that number 311. You just threw out a number, 311 in her book. Okay. Remember, this is just interpretations from her perspective, from her life, and from her studies. I also have an interpretation of it also. But her interpretation, it says 311. Because you're surrounded by so many wise and loving and ascended masters, your energy and thoughts have been lifted to a level of instant manifestation. Keep your thoughts centered upon positive and loving topics. That's what she says about 311. Now, the negative of the 311, let's say the other side of the 311. So suppose now, because 311 adds up to a number 5, 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals 5. 5 can also say the person that's seeing that, they might be going through some scattered thoughts. They might be too scattered and rushing to things too much. They got to be aware of their scattered thoughts and learn to focus. So when I see 311, I see that what she just wrote, yes, but I also see the other side that you have to manage so you can become better. You understand? That's how I see 311. Because 3, 1, and 1, 3 represents the expansion and growth. 3 represents expansion and growth. It represents self-expression. The number 1 represents creativity. So you see in the double one, the 1. So you see 11 now. You see the master number there too. So that's also a number of insight and visionary thoughts. So even people born on that number, you know who's born on that number, who is a master number born on that number, born on that date, March 11th? Terrence Howard, the actor.
Oh, right. Okay, yes.
And he just spoke at a major university recently, and he's come up with a new concept about numbers and about the flower of life and everything, because he's a astute young man. He's an astute young man, and he's born under that master number, which is very interesting to me. So when he started talking like that in science, in a scientific manner, I went automatically. My spirit said, find out his birthday. Find out he's born March the 11th. March the 11th. That 11 is that master number. That's a master number. So whatever he's doing, I had to listen to him, because he is really researching and analyzing something, because that's what number 11s do, because they have this mastery about them that brings out certain things. Just like Master P. He's born under the number 11 frequency also. Master P is born April 29th, and the 2 plus the 9 equals the 11. Again, and he showed himself to be a masterful person, but also that 29 energy is a very loving and helpful person. And if you study Master P's, I'll check this documentary, you'll know that he's helped out a lot of hip hop artists, a lot of rap artists. He's helped out. He's even helped out Snoop Dogg. He's helped out various people when they was going through that, and he always brought a certain visionary thought pattern to people. When Snoop wanted to get at Suge Knight, Master P talked him down and said, "Nah, brother, you wanna live longer, man. Because if you get at Suge Knight because of what's going on, they're gonna try to kill you and all that." So Master P was that catalyst to bring the peace to Snoop Dogg and the one, the only Suge Knight. So I analyze all of that, and then Snoop Dogg is born October the 20th. Again, another healing number linking up with another healing number, because 20 is one of those healing numbers like the number 2. Anybody born on the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th are healers, and they attract healing. They attract relationships that need healing also. Yeah, as you know. Born on the 2nd, so you understand what I'm talking about. So it's very powerful. Study. That's why I tell people study, and study numbers, because numbers is the language of the universe. Every metaphysics teacher teaches that. Every physicist, from Neil deGrasse Tyson to Stephen Hawking to Isaac Newton, all these people said the universe is mathematics. It's the language of the universe. Come on now, let's stop playing. Yes. Are we not in the universe? Are we not on Earth? So we are a part of this mathematics. Yes. We are all. Common sense now says we are all a part of this mathematics, and numerology only means the study of numbers. So it's just a way that we study numbers from that esoteric metaphysic point of view, not just from an abstract point of view where you're doing algebra and telemetry and all that kind of stuff. We're studying from an esoteric point and how it relates to you. So. Okay. Woo, girl, you got me teaching. See, you playing me. You got me teaching. Now, don't get me teaching now. I told you I got a new channel for that. That
was an introduction, y'all, to the new channel.
That's the introduction to the new channel. Exactly.
Simon?
Huh?
Tell them the name of the channel again.
I'm going to put it up right there, right now. The new channel is called the Numerovation Nation. Numerovation Nation.
I want a t-shirt like that. Are you gonna make t-shirts for your
Yes, I am. I made a hat like that already, but I lost that hat in Greyhound. Thanks to Greyhound, they lost my hat. they done lost my hat. Here it is, the Numerovation Nation. That's the new YouTube channel, the Numerovation Nation. So please sign up for that. I'll be putting up videos up there and doing lives on there starting next week. I'll be putting up lives starting next week, probably on the 19th. On the 19th, that's my favorite number. I'm born on the 1st, so 19 is one of my favorite numbers. So it's the Numerovation Nation. That's the name of my new YouTube channel where I'll be teaching strictly numerology and bringing in numerologists and probably a few astrologers that teach on mathematics, like Ra'aku. I love Ra'aku. Ra'aku is a very powerful brother. He teaches on the mathematics and he teaches on astrology, and that's what I love about him. As a matter of fact, people like Ra'aku, who does cosmophysics, he made my numerology better because I study and watch him. People like Brother Panic and Phil Valentine, Delbert Blair, and Bobby Hemmett, they made my numerology better because I learned to expand my mind and not limit myself. That's what it's all about. Don't limit yourself. If numbers are limitless, why am I limiting myself? With the numbers, we can keep on counting with numbers. We can keep on counting to 9,000, 9 million, 9 million, 9 million, 900, whatever. We can keep on counting with numbers. Yeah, I mean, so why would I limit myself?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Man. Whew. All right. Let me get on out of here. We gotta get on out of here. I gotta stop playing. My God. I can go on all night with this stuff. Oh my goodness. Once again, we want to thank Brother Sinck for coming up. We want to thank Sinck for being a part of our journey again. Want to thank you, of course, my beautiful sister, for being here. I want to remind everybody we did have a disclaimer, content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. We do that because we don't know if the sponsors agree with everybody up here. We might agree. We might not agree with everything that other people say up here. So you got to always cover yourself, especially in this world. Cover yourself. And that can be held up in legal courts. A disclaimer. So just in case, YouTube or people try to do certain craziness, hey, I'll tell them, look, I put up a disclaimer. Stop playing. I did. Hey, wait a minute. All right, there. Do you want to close out with the prayer with me or what? Yes? No?
Yes. Let's say the prayer. Let's say the prayer. Yes.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna close out with this beloved elder's prayer. Let's put up his website first before we bring the prayer on. The prayer that we're about to say was produced and written by Dr. Delbert Blair. And again, well, what's so interesting, because I was the last to work with Dr. Delbert Blair here in New York, back in those days, a couple of years ago. And I'm so honored that I got to meet that brother. So honored that I have got to work with certain elders that have transitioned already. Dr. Africa, of course, Dr. Sabi, I've worked with. Dr. Blair, I've worked with. Frances Cress Welsing, I've worked with. I've given her a book even. I've given Dr. Frances Cress Welsing a book. But this prayer is necessary. But again, to support our dear Dr. Blair, the continuation of Dr. Blair's legacy, please go to his official website, order his books. One day I'm going to take out his books and read some of it, because they transcribed a lot of his lectures into book form that he did over there at the Metta Center and around the world. And go to the Metta Center, the number 2.com. That's the Metta Center, the number 2.com for books, ELF protectors. If you don't know what ELF protectors are, where's my phone? I got this is one of the protectors, but Unc Rising Sun does this one. This is an ELF protector. This lowers the frequency of the phone also. But Dr. Blair had the diodes. Unc used to study with him also. Yeah,
dials and stuff. I remember that.
Yeah, Dr. Blair used to teach on the diodes. So you can order diodes on his site. You could order the matter of fact, hold on one second, beautiful. Let me show them something. This is what I got from his site also. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. I'm curious. I want to see this one.
It's what I got from his site also. This is the hold on, let me put me back up in there.
Okay.
Let me put my. This is the ELF fabrics, the Faraday fabrics that I got from his site. Also, these fabrics also you can cover up certain areas, called the EMF shielding Faraday fabric. Those who don't know what Faraday is, Michael Faraday, or yes, I believe his name was Michael Faraday, but Faraday is the one that came up with the Faraday cages. Those are cages that can stop magnetic blasts. If something happened, like if there was a nuclear fallout or something else, you can protect your computers, you can protect yourself. And anybody that watched that movie with Will Smith and Gene Hackman called State of the Union, he was in those Faraday cages. It was a cage that protected all of his computers. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about building something like that in the walls of my next house that I do build, just in case there's a nuclear fallout or a nuclear blast or an atom bomb fallout in certain places of the world. These type of things can protect your computers and your electronics, and also you. You know what I'm saying? From the imp blast. It's called the imp blast, and imp is called
how many yards is that? How many is that? How many yards?
You can get this particular one is, let me see. This is about what is this about? I think this particular one is about 3 yards. No, not 3 yards, about 6 yards, I think.
Oh.
I mean, it's long. It's a long one. This one is a long one. And then you got a shorter one here, but you could also create and make masks out of them. You can make those corona masks from them, all that kind of stuff. It also protects you from that type of stuff. 5G, all that. This is that 5G frequencies. This one protects you from that too. Yeah. So I got like 2 of them. I bought 2 of them from his website. Still support.
I definitely want to read one of those. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, go to his website. His website, he has it. He has it on his website. I was looking through his website, and I made sure I ordered it. And Unc Rising Sun is the one that reminded me to get it, because Unc Rising Sun was talking about it on his channel. Big up to Unc Rising Sun, magnet pyramids and crystals. And so you can order those type of things on this website from Dr. Blair's website, products, his books, and all of that, diodes and all that. So let's get to his prayer, and then we could close out. With my song. And here's the prayer. Let me find. I had to make sure I cropped the prayer because it was showing too much. Let me find it here. And everybody can say it with us, and it's a very powerful prayer. It's a very universal prayer. That's what it's called. Are you ready, my dear?
Yes, I am. Yes,
all right.
I am.
Let's do it in 3. 1, 2, 3. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. That's what we talking about. You want to say I want to hear from a feminine voice. I want to hear your voice. Go ahead, say it. Say it again.
Like I need this prayer right now.
say it again. Go ahead. You say it. I want you to lead this one.
You feel like you put me on the spot. Please, universal creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now.
Yes, the great Dr. Delbert Blair. Let's give that man a round of applause in the spirit realm. Enough respect to him. In the spirit realm, he's came to me twice in my dream, and let me tell you something. In the dream, I was in a class. It was a classroom in the dream. It was a classroom. It was a classroom in the dream. So enough respect to Delbert Blair. Those who want to find out more about Dr. Delbert Blair, again, please go to his website. And I'm doing this for free because his people are not advertising with me. It's just that I respect the Baba for all the stuff that I've learned. And like Kaba Hiawatha said one time, who we will have on our show, Dr. Blair stretched your imagination like a rubber band. A rubber band. He stretched your imagination into all types of realms. That's how Dr. Blair was. So enough respect to him all the time. Enough respect to Tony, who's holding it down. Brother Tony is holding it down. And the whole staff over there at the Meta Center 2 in Chicago that's holding it down right now. Okay. All right, my beautiful sister. We're going to get on how to. Well, thank you very much for what you did. And I love and respect you.
Yes.
And you and your family and everybody over there, your great mom, your children, everybody, your family, everybody. So love and respect you all. Okay.
Well, too, yes. So your family, your mom, everybody as well.
That's right. We'll talk later. Okay. After.
Okay.
All right. Peace. All right. That's our dear one, Empress Aisha Amor. Aisha Amor. Spa-da-pop. You remember that song? Shay left fun. Oh. That was a good song back in the day. Amora. Because Amor means love. Amor means love. And her name is Aisha, which is the prophet's daughter, I believe, was named Aisha. And that was the name means light, the one of light. So that's the love light there, the light of love. That's her name in combination. Aisha Amor. Very good name. It's always good. My name Simon comes from Ismail, which means to listen, to hear, or Simeon, which means to hear or listen. And my name Kweku is because I was born on a Wednesday. That's a Ghanaian name that means boy born on Wednesday. Kweku. Okay. All right. So let's close out. Once again, I want to thank one of my newest sponsors. Before I close out. Of course, want to thank, Empress Dr. Neat. Big things going on October the 11th. That's October 11th. Make sure you go to our website. Make sure you go to the website. And the website is Her Excellence Course, herexcellencecourse.com. Big up to Dr. Neat for joining us and being a part of this journey. And of course, let's big up, once again, pedalwise.com for being a part of this journey. These are actually paid sponsors also. And Janelle Lewis for being a part of this journey also. Again, so I leave y'all as I began with my song Black and White Story, which I am turning into a children's book. So, hey, once again, my family, one love, one aim, one destiny, like Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Up, you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. His birthday is actually tomorrow. Marcus Mosiah Garvey's birthday is tomorrow. So enough respect to him and his spirit. May his spirit live on. And like Dr. Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. Y'all stay at peace. One love, one aim, one destiny. Take care of yourself. I'm out of here. And thank you, Brother Sinck. And thank you, Empress Aisha Moore, for being a part of the journey also. Peace as I leave you with this song called Black and White Story. All right. Here we go. Bye.
I will tell you a little something more white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them a telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the lies in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Yeah, say we have to analyze it. Oh, yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh, yeah. Say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white. But let we tell the story. May I go tell you little thing about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, 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 but let we tell the story.